Hi, I'm Steve Hammer. I'm the General Manager of Major Projects within Brisbane City Council. So the Brisbane Metro Project is a upgrade to our existing bus network in the City of Brisbane, which includes the introduction of new metro vehicles into our network, which will be high capacity, high frequency vehicles, the first of their kind in the Southern Hemisphere, which is a pretty exciting venture for us. That will also include upgrades to our infrastructure along the network, including upgraded stations in the network as well. Two very important engagement principles that were important in delivering the project was collaboration and communication. Collaborating with all of our various stakeholders and communicating some of the complexities both with our suppliers and also with the community. We came across plenty of surprises on the project. It's been a very diverse project of both heavy infrastructure. So in particular, we encountered artefacts from the European era at our tunnel portal area, which involved plenty of active engagement, along with other aspects in the old streets of Brisbane. As we're doing work in Adelaide Street, we also had to engage with heritage departments to ensure that the things like tram tracks that we encountered were managed appropriately. So the project itself has been underway for many years, including during COVID periods. So we instigated a weekly team update that would either be held in person when we could or on Teams. And that was a really valuable process that we undertook, and we have still carried on doing that each week as we go through the project. In addition to that, we have an internal newsletter that we share milestones and achievement on the project, along with web updates and other activity updates that are shared both internally and externally. For me personally, the most rewarding aspect is the team that we've built and the culture that we've engendered in our project team. The project itself is a really complex project, and it's required all of us to share challenges and interfaces that we need to work through, and therefore any of those unexpected items or aspects that might be of concern, the ability to share those with team members and across different areas has been a real strength of the team and has resulted in something that's pretty special. So a challenge of this project is its duration. It's a very long duration. We've been constructing the job or designing and constructing the job for well over 6 years now. And a challenge there is actually celebrating successes, so milestones as we go through the project. So recognising those and then celebrating those has been a real challenge in the job, and one that I think we've been doing okay with, and we've got plenty more to come. So Brisbane City Council formed an accessibility work group with people with lived experiences, such that we could design and develop a solution that met all of our users' needs. In particular, that user group was able to inform our design process, which started with prototyping from marked out, taped environments in the front cabin on the floor, and having users access those areas to inform our design, through a second stage, which was to build a timber prototype such that we could actually then integrate with mobility devices to ensure that the space we provided an accessible means of access to our fleet. And thirdly, then we also provided an augmented reality experience to be able to feel that environment through a 3D means prior to manufacturing the metro vehicles, so that when those vehicles arrive, we're able to then test with further confidence our pilot vehicle to make any final modifications to the vehicle before we actually ordered the remainder of our fleet. Bringing on board a subject matter expert who has taught us some of the design standards, codes and things to incorporate into design has both taught our group, our employees, and also those interactions we've had with the user groups to change the reference point from people with disabilities require assistance to designing something that provides them with the dignity to access, in this example, public transport without requiring assistance. That is a really empowering action, I think, that we've been able to learn from our engagement and incorporate into our design, and one that I think when we see the infrastructure that we've provided and the public transport network we've provided with Brisbane Metro will give us great pride, and hopefully our users great pride in accessing that public transport. I think a great lesson that I've learnt personally, and I think also our team members have learnt, is don't be afraid to engage on something that you don't know the answer to. We've seen many examples whereby I use the analogy push the boat out with an unknown destination, and what we've learnt through the feedback that we've achieved and what we've received has been incorporated into the solutions that we've come up with, not knowing what those solutions were from the outset. I think that's probably one of the greatest learnings that I've taken from the project, and one that I take forward, because I think the fear of the unknown stops us from doing those things rather than actually embracing the unknown and coming up with world-changing solutions. The advice I'd give to any organisation that's thinking of submitting for an award for IAP2 is particularly around a focus of putting the customer first. In the case of Brisbane City Council, we put the community first, they are our customers, and in the case of public transport, once again, they're a really important stakeholder and a community member, both visitors and locals that access our public transport network. So in conclusion, I'd say it's really important that the activities that we undertake are recognised, and the IAP2 is a great organisation, internationally renowned for its public participation, and therefore I strongly encourage any organisation to put forward the great hard work that they do.